Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Today's video, I'm just going to be doing a tour of my tackle box. I just recently got into fishing, and so this is some of the stuff that I have in this box, and I just thought it would be relaxing to do a little bit of a video for y'all today. So, without further ado, let's get started. And again, apologies for any traffic noises you hear outside. It's pretty busy out on the road today, but hopefully that doesn't mess up the video too much. Alright, I am going to set down the mic and let's get started. Everyone seems to be out with their loud music today. Hopefully you all didn't hear that. Alright, so like I just said, I am pretty new to fishing. This is actually some stuff that my wife, who's been fishing for a little bit longer than I have, has collected over the years, and some stuff that I have added to the collection. I just recently got a fishing rod after using her parents' old 20-year-old ones. Actually caught a pretty big bass a couple of months ago, so that was a lot of fun, and that kind of allowed me to take the plunge into getting my own rod. But so this is a mixture of her stuff and mine. So right here we have a random assortment of bobbers. Both big and little. Some of these are fused together. I don't know how old some of this stuff is. We'll just leave those fused for now. These are used for when you want your line to be very sensitive. Apologies for that. there was an ambulance going by. We live right by the fire department, so always sirens. But with a bobber, you would rig this on the end of your line if you want to really see when the fish are biting. This would be rigged on the end of your line. The line would be going up like this to your rod, and there would be a hook down below it. And the idea is that when a fish bites, you can see it bob like this, so you know when to start reeling in. Next, we have worms of different sizes. These are really a pretty versatile item, and they have oil on them, fish attractant, which actually, if you could smell this tackle box, smells quite strong. But the idea with these is you can rig them up in different ways with different hooks to mimic a worm or some other animal that fish like to eat. So you would stick worm like so on the hook, just for one of the ways that you could rig it, and then you would dangle it in front of the fish, and the fish would strike and take the worm. So these are just a variety of different worms. Some have tails, some do not, just for different fishing applications here. Here we have a frog. You can see the hook right here. Again, this would be strung onto the end of a fishing line to attract what the fish thinks is a frog, and it would bite this and get hooked. This is really good for fishing for bass in heavy cover, such as weeds, lily pads, whatever might be in the lake. And this is good for that. So again, you would tie this on to the end of your fishing line. Here are a variety of weights. To sink your line and lure setup to a variety of different depths. Similarly to everything else, you would rig this on your fishing line. And this allows whatever you have on the end, whether it be a frog, a worm, whatever it is, to sink to a specified depth or to the bottom of the lake or river, whatever you're fishing, to target fish that may not be near the top of the water. And here's a tiny little bullet or tiny little weight. This is a round weight. Sometimes they come in bullet-shaped forms for different applications that you might need. Oh, hopefully that wasn't too loud. This is a spoon, I believe, or a spinnerbait with a spoon type attachment on it. This is again rigged on the end of your line and is used, dragged through the water like this, and it would spin. And attract fish to it. This would be through the water, presumably catching the glow of the sun, and would cause a fish to bite it quickly. All of these types of lures and baits have different applications for different types of fishing. And I'm trying to not get hooked as I reach in here. This lure is called a jitterbug. It says right here. And this lure would be attached to the end of the line as well, and would be cast and retrieved to imitate a fish swimming through the water, causing a fish to strike at it. This little lip here helps with a realistic swimming motion so that you can fake out the fish. And these treble hooks right here are for catching larger fish and having a steadier grip on the fish's mouth. This has a detached tail so that when it's swimming through the water, it looks very realistic. This is a leader, pre-made, I guess. Not much to say there. I'm not entirely sure what this is. My camera focus. Oh, it doesn't matter. But there's a whole little section of them right here, and I'm not entirely sure what they are. I think jig baits, but I could be wrong. More worms. Some more worms here. A whole bunch of hooks. Larger hooks right here. Some of these worm-esque type guys for different rigging applications. And then real spoons. This is what is known as a spoon. The hook on there looks like it's seen better days. But this functions similarly to this guy that I was just showing you, the jitterbug, in that it is flashy when dragged through the water, and this would be really good for catching a fish's attention and would be used a lot to target ambush predator fish, which lay in wait and strike at smaller moving fish. So this would imitate oh, I am so sorry. This would imitate kind of that different application. And then our newest addition is a pack of bright pink worms. Bass love them. I'll just give you some more sounds here. Hopefully that's not too loud. And these are in bubblegum flavor. I am not going to mess with stuff in there. It is pretty nasty and gooky down there from fish attractant spilling. As you can see, kind of right here in this corner. But down there is just different types and sizes of fishing line. As you can see here and here and right here. And that would be for targeting different sizes and types of fish that require longer or thicker fishing line. is what that would be used for. But yeah, that is my fishing tackle box. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you want to see in future videos. I'm always open to some new ideas. But I hope that you have a great day, evening, night, whenever you are watching this. And I will see you in the next one.